Okay. So EJ, congratulations on winning your third Asian Championships. Um, how does that feel that you've won it three
Uh,
times? And I guess you can say it wasn't easy.
for sure. I mean, I think it's the hardest one out of the three that I've won. I'm happy. I'm happy to come out of the win with the win actually, and yeah, it's it's a bit of a different like the whole competition was just it's not your standard championship, I would say.
Bakit mo nasabi yon? Why was it not
I
your
mean,
standard?
like typically we were tied at 72, and then we could have stopped. Like, I mean, he's a good friend, like we could have both gotten the gold. And Vitaly, I guess being Vitaly, he was pushing. He was saying, "No, you gotta jump." It's like, but why? I'm like, we got the win. Like that's what matters here. Like, we won. And to be honest, I'm also like a bit sick, so I'm not exactly very confident of myself. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay, let's see how how this goes. And then he pushed and pushed and pushed it. So it's like, well, I even told Bokai, it's like, well, what can I do, man? Like the Chiefs said, jump, I gotta jump. And then when I made that bar, I was just like really, I was exhausted because the whole competition took 5 hours. And that is long, really long. It's way too long
yeah.
because typically these championships would last maybe 2 to 3 hours. But yeah, the level and the progression, yeah, it's not smooth. Like it's just say that, it waited 2.5 hours before I even took my first jump. And then this next jump, I needed to wait another hour. So
Mm,
it's challenging to say the least.
yeah. Bakit medyo tumagal yung competition? Was it just because of the way it was being managed?
First is the progression, which we actually raised to the organizing committee because the progression is pretty low. So it starts at 480, and
Yeah.
then you have a guy jumping 580, actually two guys or three guys actually over 580, and you start at 480, and then your progression is by 15 centimeters, which takes so long, and you don't have a qualification to kind of filter the athletes.
Right.
So we were 15 or 16 athletes, if I'm not mistaken, and then everybody was jumping at 82 and then skipping and all of these. So the first bar, if I'm not mistaken, it took at least like a good 45 minutes to finish, just the first bar. And then the next bar was not even 5 meters. It's like 497, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah.
then so on and so on. Like it just took forever. I think they realize it. I think they really um underestimated the quality of the field this year. Um, I mean, last Asian Championship, 50 50 would get you a podium finish. This time around, it didn't. You need to jump 67 to get a bronze medal finish. So I think they might have miscalculated the quality of athletes and the
Yeah.
level that the event has actually risen. Because the whole championship was done. We're the only event happening at that time for like a good 2 hours. So
Wow.
yeah, it was definitely something either wrong with the schedule or with the progressions.
Yeah. So you said may sakit ka ng konti. You have a bit of a cough, cold, or what?
Yeah, I think I have some bacterial infection in my throat because it's been with I didn't want to take antibiotics because I'm not sure with it's difficult actually to find any medicine here. And then I
Oh,
went to a pharmacy um to buy some like strepsils. They didn't have strepsils, they had something else. And I was like, okay, is this doping? And the guy was like looking at me, I don't know. I was like, steroids? It's
yeah.
like, no. but I was skeptical,
That's
so I was like,
difficult. Yeah.
yeah, I went to Chat GPT and like asked my physio like the problem. I understand it if it's in English, then I can Google it, but it's in Korean. Good thing. So one of the substances that they want me to take actually was a bad substance. It has a bad substance. So I was like, okay, dodge a bullet there. I'm not gonna risk it. So I was like, I'm just gonna try stay healthy and you know feel the best that I could in the meet. It is what it is.
Yeah. Wait, you were saying that when you both jumped 5.72, if I'm not mistaken, you were saying na
Yeah,
to Italy, baka pwede kayo, you can, the athletes can actually decide not to jump anymore and both of you take the gold.
yeah. Because we have identical records. So in pole to kind of compose the podium finish, it's like one or two things. Either you have more misses, you jump higher, and then the tie break. The tie break is not how you say. Some competitions do require to have a sole winner, but championship typically
Yes.
don't because it's like if both athletes opt to not jump, it is optional because if
Yeah.
we both continue missing, we're gonna be tied all the way and we're just gonna be stuck there for another maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so well, that ends your Asian swing for now.
Yeah.
So, how would you assess your camp here in the Philippines, and then you some tournaments from here in China?
I mean, the camp in Philippines was great. If there's one thing I would change, definitely just the food, the nutrition. Um, it's harder in Manila, in Philippines to get a it's just for like the food that I need to eat. And I think that's the only thing I would change. Other than that, facility wise, training wise, weather probably could be better, but you know, it's it's fine. Like I'll say
Yeah,
overall, I did pretty okay. I did pretty good. I did what I wanted to do, what I needed to do, and despite the these and that, it's like it's fine. It's fine. It's not a bad it's not a bad Asian tour, I would say. It's the first time I actually trained
mm-hmm.
in Manila, in Philippines, to prepare for a major championship. And I'll say, I mean, I still won, so not not a bad
Yeah.
decision.
So I'm happy to hear that. It's
Yeah,
it's hopefully we'll see Vitaly often. He's such a fun
hopefully,
guy, nice guy, very passionate.
definitely.
So EJ, saan ka papunta ngayon? Where are you heading?
Heading back to Europe, Italy, basically. Stopping by Munich for short, and then Rome will be my next stop. Then we're back.
Rome will be your next.
Yeah, we're gonna have. I'm gonna have a few competitions this month. I'm going to Netherlands in Hengelo, on the 9th, and then I'm going to Oslo for the Diamond League, and then Stockholm on the next one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, so a couple of European tournaments, and
Yeah.
then you'll be going
Yes.
back to your training camp in Formia.
Yes. Before Hengelo, I'll be back in Formia for like a good 5 days, maybe a week.
All right. So Netherlands, Oslo, and then Stockholm.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
I
All
might.
right. And then, so the third. What about the third quarter of the year? Um, you're coming back to Asia. What would be the next big competition for you?
I mean, the main competition this year is the World Championship. That's a big one. And we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be in Tokyo in September. And yeah, yeah.
That's good. So EJ, medyo matagal ka dito sa Philippines. It's been a while, and then I saw nga your post that you were able to spend Mother's day with your mom, which you haven't done in like, I don't
forever.
know, 10 years, diba? So
Yeah,
parang it feels, would you say different to be able to be here at a special for your, like for your mom? Because most of the time you're really out there training or competing.
it's a very welcome vibe, I would say. It's I've given a lot to this sport, and I've given a lot of time, and I'm not the only one sacrificing. And like I said before, like every time I go back home, I see my parents. They're getting older, and I'm not spending time with them. And this is family. This is, I believe, what actually, at the end of the day, sport is sport, but it's not the most important thing in the world. It's not the thing that make the world go round. And basically, I'm very happy that I'm able to spend time with them, and the simple things like having dinner on the Mother's Day and bringing my Lola as well. She's 82 now. She's turning 82. Yeah, she's still
52
healthy.
na?
Yeah, my Lola on my mother's side. So she's still healthy. She's good. But like when those age come, like you can't you can't say, oh yeah, I'll see you next year or anything. And so I don't want to take that for granted. I'm very thankful that the opportunity presents itself, that I could train at home and prepare for a championship that I need to. And everything kind of fall into place. So I'll thank God to that.
Yeah, for sure. I know that your family was super happy to see you, and also, Filipino athletes, for you to be here was so inspiring. I was with you one time in Vermosa, and I know that the average Filipino was so like kilig that you were here. So hopefully you'll be able to come back more. Pero I know syempre yung goal mo is to really push harder and do your best in your
Yeah.
sport. Ano ang word kayo ni Vitaly? Like leaving here, like what did he say? Okay. Ano yung mga next start nyo or next focus?
For now, he said I need to have a little bit more training. What he means by that is like get the reps in. It's not a question if I could jump or not. Like I think now we can load a little bit more with the jumps. What I mean by that is like
Okay.
have more reps with the vaulting so that I could gain consistency. Because there are flashes that I do very good. There are flashes that I'm not jumping well. So
Yeah.
consistency is lacking, and we were tallying how many jumps I was able to do, and he says it's not a lot. I mean, it's not little, but it's not a lot. Like we probably should put a little bit more. So that's a bit of a change that we're planning to do. So hopefully it'll be it'll be good.
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe play some tennis.
We'll see. I mean, I brought back my racket. We'll see if I have time.
What are some of the things that you do? For example, now you're leaving this zone and you're going back to Europe to restart. What are some of the things that you do, like to just
Oh,
to maybe restart or
unfortunately,
rejuvenate?
unfortunately, yeah,
Huh?
this unfortunately I'm not restarting this time because I'm flying, and then in less than a week I'm competing again. So basically I'm gonna be like still zoned in, try to train, stay the course. That's why I was like I would probably want to play
Derecho,
tennis.
walang break. Ah,
Yeah, a lot. So after maybe after Stockholm, then I'll have maybe a few weeks to kind of unload the load, and really try to be, let my body recover. At the same time, do some cross training. Then I'll probably play some tennis and play some basketball. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no golf course in Formia, but I mean it's not my favorite sport. I mean it is I think it's one of those sports that you could just do in your free time. At least that's how I see it. Golf people. Hopefully, you don't kill me.
yeah, I know you're you love watching tennis. The French Open is on. Wala na si Alex, pero who are some of the other players that you like to follow?
I mean, Musetti definitely. That's one of my. I would say I do enjoy watching him. He's very creative, and I think clay is his best surface. I mean, Alcaraz and Sinner is always a good rivalry to watch, but to be honest, I'm interested in Djokovic as well because he had a very rough clay court. So he won. He did
Yeah,
win Geneva, but he faced not really tough opponents, I would say. But it's Cam Norrie, and he faced in the final the Polish guy. So it's not. I mean, they're good players, but they're not. I would not say that they're like close. So it'll be interesting how to see Djokovic play with those kind of like play with Musetti, play with Sinner, Alcaraz. Let's see if he can still turn it up and bring the fire again in the court. Um, that's interesting for me.
yeah,
So yeah, it's
for sure.
a good long
Pero
watch.
you follow Alex, di ba?
Yeah. I was like Googling the results, and that's unfortunate. I think the draw was tough also for her. It's not simple. And yeah, I mean, like we talked about, it seems like Alex best surface is hard court, which is it's right around the corner after grass. So I think she'll be fine. She'll be fine. We'll see her again, like playing in the grass courts for sure.
Yeah. Now she's starting the grass court season now. Well, EJ, message mo na lang sa mga Filipinos. When will you be coming back here maybe? And do you think you'll be able to compete in the SEA Games?
Um, SEA Games, I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll see because the season's very, very long, and
Yeah,
it's it's tough because there's
I
a
know.
world championship 3 months after that. I'm human. I can't be peaking at every competition out there, every major championship, and I need to
That's
to be
right.
smart about it. Um, of course, I do want to represent the country and I do want to contribute, but it's a much more complicated topic than just if I want it or not. And to all the Filipino people, thank you for staying, and thank you for my teammates who actually stayed the whole like 5 hours of competition yesterday in the track. Yeah, it's been wonderful. Enjoyed being with my fellow Philippine team members. It's quite the different vibe because typically I compete and I'm the only Filipino out there. So it's a different vibe. So I'm thankful for that. Thanks for the good memories, and yeah, hopefully I'll see everyone soon.
Okay.